So I decided yesterday that I was going to see if I could sprout these lentils. They've been in the cabinets for probably 7 or 8 years. So let's see if they'll sprout. I put them in yesterday, started them. You see the mung beans are already starting to poof. I started them the same time. We already know how old they are, but so let's see what they'll do. I'm going to put the water in and keep them going for a couple of days. Okay, so here's day 3 on the sprout, well, the morning, the start of day 3. And if you'll see, the lentils are finally starting to get some little tails there. And that's after 3 days, so we're getting ready to water them. And this is what the mung beans look like after 3 days. So they've got some nice tails. In fact, they're almost ready to eat. I could actually eat them already. I like them with just a little bit longer tails, a little more sprouted. I like it with the beans still on the end before it completely goes off. That's just what I like. It gives it a little crunchy. But you can wait until it's completely gone. It's just 2 little leaves on the end. However you like to eat it. So, there we go. Day 3. We'll see what they look like tomorrow. So I guess they will sprout. And like I said, I know for sure these lentils are at least 8 years old. And, oops. So I know these lentils are at least 8 years old, and they've been stored in just a regular little plastic. It's not exceptionally well sealed, up in the cabinet with the rest of the food. So, like I said, we'll see, and we'll see how they taste. And not that I think it makes any difference sprouting-wise. I mean, it may. I'll have to go buy some and see. But those are organic lentils that I purchased. I'm not sure if I got them at Homestead Heritage or at Whole Foods. They have them locally now, but 8 years ago I had to drive to Austin or Waco to get organic anything just about. But now they have them around here. So, I'll do a test on that to see if that, makes any difference. Because sometimes non-organic stuff is kind of treated so that it won't sprout. But I doubt that anything dried would be. Alright, so we're just going to water it, and I filled up this little container. There we go. And it just kind of lets it run down, and then it goes from there down to there. And I usually don't have like 2 different things in there, but since I'm just kind of experimenting with the lentils this time, I did it. I really probably should have had the lentils on the bottom, because the lentils the water that comes off of them is kind of red, and since it doesn't really sit in the water, but I will be curious to see if the mung beans end up picking up any flavor from the lentils. We'll have to see about that. Okay, so it's the morning of day 4, and the lentils are sprouting. So you can see they have little tails. They taste pretty good too. So the mung beans, as you can see, are definitely sprouted, sprung. So I'm gonna water them one more time today, the mung beans. And then later this afternoon, I'm gonna go ahead and take those out because those taste really good. I'm gonna take those out, but I'm gonna probably water these today and tomorrow, the lentils. But the answer is yes. Even after 8 years, regular store-bought organic lentils, and like I said, I'm guessing the non-organic would sprout the same way, but we'd find out. But they're yummy. So I'm gonna water these, and I'll show you later on when we straighten them out. Okay, this is the morning of day 5, and as you see, the lentils have sprouted even more, their little tails. And I think really they're edible just as they are, but I'm going to go ahead and, like I said yesterday, I'm going to leave them for one more day because there's a few of them that are just breaking little tails, but they're sprouting just fine, and they taste really yummy. I've been eating them. I check on them every day, so they're really good. And this is the mung beans that we sprouted and took off, and look at that. Aren't they beautiful? Now, and you'll see they got their little, started getting their little leaves, and I like them. That's the stage that I like them at, when they just start to sprout these little green leaves. Some people prefer when the little seed head, bean head falls off, but whatever your preference is, doesn't really matter. But anyway, so these will be good to eat, like I said, just as we've been eating them, because they're really yummy. Or we can throw them in our smoothies in the morning too. So one more day, like I said. Well, this will be the last day for the lentils. The last day for the lentils. And then tomorrow we'll just start eating them if I haven't already eaten the majority of them out of there every time I check them. Okay, when I did the final rinse of the mung beans, these are some of the little, what do you call it, the outsides of the seeds that come off. And some of them are just, that didn't quite sprout yet and stuff like that. And just some that just started. But if you waited for them all to sprout, your other ones would rot. So once I did the final rinse to put the mung beans up, I rinsed these off, and these will get fed to the chicken along with the ones from the lentils that do the same. And whatever other morning scraps I have, I keep like, you know, the strawberries and banana scraps and all that stuff for making the smoothie. The chickens will get all of that. All right, day 5 of the lentils, and look at that. They sprouted just beautifully. So now I'm just going to give them a rinse and put them in the fridge, and we'll eat them and put them in smoothies. And if I don't eat them all just like this, they're really good. So give it a try. And just remember, it doesn't matter how old they are, they still sprout. And not only do they still sprout, if they sprout, then you can plant them. So if you want to grow some lentils, now you know how to do it.